From December 2015 to October 2016, Bolaji and Azeka Balarinwa, originally from Nigeria but living in New Jersey as U.S. citizens, recruited two victims to come to the United States and coerced them to perform domestic labor and child care services for their children through physical abuse. The defendants engaged in this venture knowing that both victims were out of lawful status while working in their home. Good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday to you all. Hope you all are well. Today I'm going to be talking about this Nigerian American couple living in Burlington County, New Jersey, who has just been convicted on several federal charges. Now, first, I want to say this is very unfortunate. I was doing some research on the couple and I found that they were in the healthcare profession. I think the husband, he is a psychiatrist, and the wife, she is a nurse practitioner. And so this is very just wasteful, because this is definitely gonna affect their their medical license. And if they're green card holders, they could possibly face deportation as well. Because I know that now I'm not sure how immigration works with all of that, but I know that if you get convicted of felonies, they can deport you if you're a green card holder. So now there were two ladies that arrived on two different dates, and at least one of them had a child with them. So once the first victim arrived here in the U.S. in December 2015, Balaji, now I'm not sure if that's how you correctly pronounce her name, but she confiscated the lady's passport, and they say she was coercing her with threats, and she was doing physical harm to her and threatening physical harm to her daughter, and accompanied with verbal abuse and isolation. And she said that they had them under constant surveillance and were forcing her to do the domestic duties. So basically this is like a trafficking situation. It's modern day slavery pretty much. So it's just very unfortunate to see, because that's like I say, that's modern day slavery. And the second victim came over in April 2016, and they coerced her to come over here on a student visa. And once she got over here, they took her passport as well. And from what I've been reading, several different articles, they were saying that the second lady, she faced the most, physical abuse, and the husband went in on her as well. So, and there's no telling what all they were doing to these ladies. If you just imagine being over here, not knowing anyone, and then that your visa has expired and you're pretty much an illegal immigrant here. You don't have anyone else to turn to, and you just have to look to these people to to live, really. So apparently the second lady came, and she ended up telling one of her professors what was going on at her college, and the professor called the FBI, and so they did this investigation, and it led to their arrest. And shout out to her for having the courage to let someone know what was going on, and she was able to free herself and the other lady from the craziness that was happening from these crazy people. So the U.S. Attorney Philip Sellinger gave a statement, and he said that these defendants engaged in an egregious bait and switch, luring the victims with false promises of a life and an education in the United States, and instead subjected them to grueling hours of physical abuse and psychological abuse as well. Forced labor and human trafficking are abhorrent crimes that have no place in our society. And I am grateful to our team of prosecutors and agents and support staff for ensuring that justice was done in this case. So I was when I was looking up the articles on this, I was finding so many other stories that were similar to and I was really quite surprised because, and I'm gonna be doing another story on another couple that it was like a similar situation, but it was one this is happening all over in Europe, Canada. This story right here. This happened in Northern Ireland, and this couple held a Nigerian lady. They kept her for like a year. The Nigerian lady had went to Ireland, and she had been a nanny for 5 years, and she could not read and she could not write, so they were using that to their advantage. And when she got there, got to their house, the couple took her paperwork. They took her passport and all her paperwork and was making her work. They provided her with like a room and food and clothes, but they were not giving her any money. And so I didn't even go too far into that article. Like I say, it was just stuff that was popping up, and I was just like really shocked. But they have already been prosecuted for their what they did to her. And I just think that is so sad, that somebody just going somewhere to like live a better life, and then it's like your own people that are taking advantage of you like that way. And I mean, and it's not just it's across all different communities. Like there's so much trafficking that goes on, like within the when you see people that are coming out of South America, there's a lot of trafficking that goes on in those communities. But I just hate to see it. I hate to see it coming from anybody. But it's so sad. So they have already been charged with multiple counts. They haven't sentenced them yet. So the wife, Balaji, she was found guilty of 2 counts of forced labor, 1 count of alien harboring for financial gain, and 2 counts of document servitude. Now the husband, he was convicted of 2 counts of forced labor and 1 count of alien harboring for financial gain as well. And they were both acquitted of the 2nd count of alien harboring as well. So they are facing they could face a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison for each forced labor count, 10 years for the alien harboring accounts. And Balaji, the wife, she faces a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison for each unlawful document conduct count. So, and they will also be required to pay a mandatory restitution to both of the victims. Each face a fine on each count of up to $250,000 or twice the gross loss from the offense, whichever one is greater. So this is a serious crime, and like I say, more than likely they will be deported. Like I'm not wishing that on them, but there's a more than likely that's going to happen. And like I said, their medical licenses could be in jeopardy as well. So if you know anybody that could be suffering from human trafficking or anything like that, any type of abuse, please report it. I'm going to leave a number in my description box. It's a number to the National Human Trafficking Hotline. So with all that being said, it's just, honey, you can't trust everybody, because not everybody going to have your best interest at heart. You got demons running around here just ready to pounce on any type of opportunity that they can get to put themselves in a better situation for the cheap. And these people didn't need to do that to these women. They had money. But I digress. I hope they find the victims find peace, and I'll talk to y'all next time.